All right, translating expressions and equations review for the quiz tomorrow. All right, so first of all, I want you to review the words from your vocabulary sheet that we started this unit with on Monday so that you know that which words go with which operations. So you're going to need to be able to recognize the difference between things like the following. So this one where we've got 7 parentheses x plus 9. Well, that means 7 times the sum of x and 9. That's different than 7x and then the plus 9 without the parentheses. That means 9 more than the product of 7 and x. So you're going to need to be able to recognize the difference between these two things. So again, another example. 5 times the sum x plus 9, meaning you have to sum up the x plus 9 before we multiply the 5. Here is 9 more than 9 plus the product of x and 5, or 5 and x. Alright, so notice the difference in the wording here. You're going to need to be able to recognize the differences in the types of wording that you might see. So, you might see 6 less than x is 10. In the same place or similar area, you might see 6 less x is 10. So all we're missing is the word then. Well, 6 less than x means you started with x and you went down or went less than x 6 times, giving you a total of 10. 6 less x, meaning 6, then take away x. 6 less x equals 10. Okay? So those are different in how they're set up, and the x would be 2 totally different values. So for word problems, just remember to filter out any unnecessary information and to label your variable. So if you started with Jim is 2 years older than triple his brother's age. Jim is 2 years older than triple his brother's age. So what you would have is Jim is 2 years older than, and then triple the brother's age. And I don't know what the brother's age is here. So Jim is 2 years older, so 2 plus triple the brother's age. All right? You may need to remember how to plug in numbers for variables. Not you may, you do need to remember how to plug in numbers for variables. So we haven't necessarily plugged in a whole lot of numbers for variables in class, but you've been doing it for so long, these should be some super easy problems. So nothing new, nothing you've not done before. X equals 4. X or Y equals 2, and Z equals 1. So if I gave you those three and gave you this, you would plug in 4 everywhere you saw X, 2 everywhere you see Y, 1 everywhere you see Z, and then just use your PEMDAS to do the math. And you would get the answer is 2. Alright, there may be one converting problem on there. So let's say that I was suggesting you should convert from miles per hour to meters per second. Remember, however many miles they give you to convert would go up top per 1 hour. Then we need to convert miles to meters, that's step 1. Convert hours to seconds, that's step 2. You would fill in meters with meters, seconds with seconds, then divide the two numbers that you got. That's all you got to do. You would have gone from miles per hour to meters per second. And then if we're asked to solve literal equations, you just need to get the letter that it's asking for by itself. You've got to undo anything that's happening to it to get it alone. So in A equals 1/2 BH, when they're all pushed together, that means they're being multiplied. You want to solve for H. So the first thing we need to do is undo the 1/2. You undo fractions by flipping it over and multiplying on both sides. The second thing we're going to want to do is undo the multiplying by b, because b is being multiplied times h, and we undo that with division. So step 1, I would multiply both sides by 2 over 1 in order to get rid of the 1/2. The 1/2 would go away, and I would get 2a equals b times h. So from 2a equals b times h, I'd get rid of the b by dividing. And that's the answer. That's all there is to it. So I hope this video helps. Study, go rework some problems, and good luck on the quiz tomorrow.